Okay, it's been a while since I've last played this. Let's see what we have for work. Actually, so we'll leave those for now. 'Cause I think what I was doing is I was restoring some old cars. So let's move this over to the garage. Yeah, it could be in better condition. But I think I should have the ability to fully restore this now. Whether I can do it on my current, with how much money I have currently, not sure. Hey, Michael. Yeah, it was a bit of a chilly day here as well. Start removing all these parts. Nope, I did not mean to get in. Is that much rain common where you are? Seems like what I would consider a fair bit, like quite a bit of rain for Texas, but I don't actually know what your average precipitation there is. There. So this is always a bit of a pain in the butt. Although I feel like this isn't really much less of a pain in the butt in real life. Pulling out a bunch of relays and fuses if you have to swap over a box. Not a common thing we have to do though. We'll leave the engine in there in its current condition. Say, other mechanics borrowing your tools? That sounds like a heresy right there, Shep. Yeah, so that is the average precipitation for Penticton yearly is 13 inches. No, see, it's borrowing as long as you intended to bring it back at some point. Yeah, no, 90 inches a year is a fair amount. I guess Gulf of Mexico would have a lot of moisture coming into Texas off of it. So I'm playing this game on the harder difficulty, which means it doesn't tell me what I need to take apart in what order. I have to just intuitively know what I'm missing. Which I don't know if I know more of that from actually being a mechanic, because there's some amount of that, versus just having played Car Mechanic Simulator, well, pretty much every Car Mechanic Simulator prior. Oh. Sounds like the sort of rain that we get down on the coast around here. Because that is Victoria Island gets a lot of rain every year, but it is actually a rainforest. Where I live is not a rainforest; it is desert. But yeah, no, Texas is definitely not a place I think of as getting a lot of rain. That's for sure. So the one big thing that's unrealistic about this game is that when you try to take things apart without having all the bolts that you need, you don't break things, they just don't come apart. In real life, you go, oh, well, this thing's obviously just a little bit stuck, a little bit more force is going to take it apart, right? And then things break. Or you sit there forever searching for what is not allowing it to come free, and then it turns out it's nothing, it's just a little bit stuck, and you just need to use a little bit more force. And also in real life, you can take things apart wrong and make it more difficult for yourself down the line. So much of my day is just going, what is the best way to take this apart so that I don't suffer for it later? Yeah, and it's one of those things where I'm not really surprised that Texas isn't what I expect Texas to be necessarily, because Texas is quite large. So it covers a wide variety of different sort of biomes, I'm sure. Same way, BC has a general sort of feel to it, but the amount of different sort of weather systems in BC is quite extensive. Yeah, it'd be hard to be a cattle state without getting enough rain to feed all the cattle. It's also very unrealistic. If you got a stuck bolt and you just spray it with some lube, that bolt's not just coming free immediately. Like basically penetrating oil to release a stuck bolt, you have to let that soak in for a while. Because it can make a big difference, but ideally you want it to soak for hours before you are trying to get that bolt out. So, oh, no fuel pump, so that comes out easy. Now the one thing is, because of the way this game handles the camera, sometimes it's hard to actually see where the bolt you need to pull apart is. No, that's what I was missing. Now I guess I should probably drain the oil out of this before I pull the oil pan off. The game does punish you for not doing things the right order. Where's my oil drain? There it is. Oh, I want to... I don't want to pull the oil pan, I want to drain the oil. Do I? Oh. Yep, I use the equipment to do that. That works, that's fine. It's silly that they don't have you, you basically use the oil drain plug to remove the oil. That I think has to be removed from the top. Alright, so we need to remove this. And drop it back down, start taking the engine apart. Actually, I wonder if we can put the engine on the stand yet. See if we can pull the engine. Which I did not remove the transmission. I probably cannot to pull it out with the transmission. Which is, yep, that's what I thought. In real life with this sort of car, you would, at this point, very easily be able to remove that transmission at the same time as the engine. Everything comes out more or less easily. Yeah, we get a foot of rain a year. A little bit of a difference there. Alright, pull the engine out. Engine? Oh, yeah, I'm probably carrying the engine right now. Let's install an engine on the stand. That one, yes. And now we can pull it apart conveniently on a stand. Which, at my job, we pull enough engines that it would really be worth having an engine stand, but we do not have one. Our apprentice has been dealing with the pain that entails for the last little bit. I do hate that you have to like remove these clips individually. Really, they're part of the... No, it should be like bolts, where they unclip and then the cap comes off with it. This is definitely a tedious bit where you have to manually undo all these bolts in a row. Not that doing rocker arms in real life isn't tedious. I don't do enough engine rebuilds. Like, engine rebuilds are very rare, so I don't do enough that I actually... In real life, I am not quick at this. I could not pull an engine out and apart nearly as quick as I can in the game. There'd also be a lot more cursing about this in real life. And thank goodness, like, spark plugs. Like, so that's one of the things. This game, I would actually like to see them up the realism a bit and let you get broken bolts. Like, that'd be kind of cool as if you didn't use penetrating oil on a stuck bolt, and instead you just, like, kind of hammered it down. The bolt would break instead, and now you'd have to use an extractor to get rid of the, basically take the broken bolt out. I think that would be a neat thing to add. Maybe only on the higher difficulties, because that could get annoying and tedious. That's right. All of the push rods need to come out. Alright, somewhere I missed a bolt. And so much of being a mechanic is basically that, where you go. Alright, somewhere there's a bolt I missed. Where the hell is it? But unlike this game where you can just kind of look around and find it, you gotta basically feel around, and things aren't rusty, things are dirty, and basically, like, where they are really badly rusted, they're not just discolored, they are different shape. Definitely my thought of Texas is mostly, I feel like my thought of Texas is largely influenced by sort of like cowboy movies, where it's not desert. Like, in my head, Arizona and like Nevada, that is desert and nothing but desert. Texas isn't that, but I still see it as mostly like scrubland. I see it as desert, but more like the sort of desert we have around here, where it's just like brush without a lot of trees. Yeah, a bit of that, like the old spaghetti westerns. Alright, I think I've taken this apart as far as I want to from here. Also, if your cylinder walls are rusted like this, your engine's not going to get rebuilt. I mean, that's not true. You could rebuild, like you could insert sleeves, but you're basically going to drill out those cylinder walls and you're going to put new sleeves in. Those cylinder walls are so done. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't think of Texas as having forests. I also have never been to Texas. The closest I've been to Texas is Colorado. Which definitely Colorado, I enjoy Colorado. Colorado is beautiful mountains and forests, and is a lot like BC, but in a different sort of way. say maybe if Slender Man wears a 10-gallon hat. Alright, and the engine is completely off. Now let's start repairing stuff. Just like real life, this game, it's not always cheapest to repair things, but usually is. Oh, that's more body work stuff. Oop. That's garbage now. And there's definitely some things in this game that you cannot repair that I get very confused about, and other things that you can repair that I don't understand. Like brake shoes, just not technically impossible to repair, but also just one of those things that I've never met someone who actually relines brake shoes. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The closest way for me to get out of the forest is about an hour and a half south. In any other direction, either I'll hit the coast and basically still be in the forest, or it will be something like 8 to 10 hours to get out of the BC forest. Yep, that's gone. Yeah, there's very few highways we have that get up into the 70-mile-an-hour range. Most of it's winding highways. But there are some areas where we can actually get up to speed. But even then, they're not good. Like, they're not very straight roads. They are still windy by prairie standards. Growing up as a kid, the roads in Manitoba were just so straight and boring that the most dull, boring roads we have here would have been incredibly exciting as a kid. Alright, I think that puts me mostly done. I think I can still do brakes. And those just take some time. I can start putting things back on. Put the block on. Got a repaired crankshaft, repaired camshaft, and the cam gear cannot be fixed. Random thing that can't be fixed, but whatever. And then yeah, you can't fix the pistons. I don't disagree with that, but not quite how I do that. All right, so I need to buy some car parts. Let's buy some new pistons. Oh, I saw there. Actually, now what sort of pistons did I require? Just pistons with conrod. Nothing fancy. But I need 8 of those. Oh, and I need 8 piston rings. Now, this is also one thing that's very unrealistic. I am taking the old rod caps and using them with the new pistons. That is never a thing I've done. Pistons, most pistons, the fit in their bearings is so small that they don't actually like the basically that cap is part of that piston bearing. It is very much a perfect fit. Some of them, it is so precise that actually cutting, like basically the cut that would be required for that piston, because if we just basically where that piston has the holes to pull together, that face needs to be so precise that they won't actually cut it because you'd lose material there. They will actually crack the uh, the bearing surface, where the loop where the bearing needs to go. They crack that apart so that it is no materials goes missing, so it's not cut away. The engine guts are a very precise business. That's one of those reasons why it's very rarely worth rebuilding yourself, because it takes a lot of specialized tools to do it properly. And I need 1 rod cap. I am probably calmer than my brother. So I'm the younger brother. I was gonna say I think younger brothers are usually calmer, but I'm not actually sure that that's true. Okay, rod gap. That's what I'm looking for. Got it. Yeah, Juan's got residual stress from having to deal with me. Definitely would not normally put the oil pan on this part. Oil pan is one of the later things I put on because once you put that oil pan on, you can't check anything inside anymore. Okay. I need... No, I don't have anything. Add. Is there a way for me to tell what fuel filter I need for this? So I'll need that'll be a fuel filter that I'm looking at, but which one? Oh, there's only one fuel filter. Easy problem to fix. Right, so I need a cam gear, which is for V8 overhead valves, and distributor A. I'm sure I'll forget one part of that. Alright, cam gear, V8 overhead valve, distributor. I wonder if that's going to be with electrical, or if that's going to be an engine. So I'm a mechanic. I don't deal with finding parts that much myself. That is someone else's job. I like it better when it's someone else's job. Alright. Distributor A. Done and done. Alright, timing chain. Going to need. And somehow I repaired the rudder. This is not a part you repair. You replace. Same with the cap. You know, the new clips would come with the new rudder. And I also repaired an ignition coil, which is not a thing I've ever done in real life. I am 37, so about 9 years younger than Juan. So I'm hoping to be down in the Gulf area at some point. I don't know how long away that will be, but at some point. Probably not with Juan. Mind you, there's a long list of things I plan on doing that I will probably not get to all of them. Alright, so I need an oil filter and a timing chain. Which will not be an electrical. Not much electrical going on in a timing chain. Yep. One is 48 or close to 48. Trying to remember. Because I know he's around 9 years older than me, but we have our birthdays different part of the year, so sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 8. Alright, timing chain. I think that's the one I want. But yeah. It's all coming together. Oh, that's right, I broke one of the heads. That's going to be an expensive part. So far, though, not a lot of money into this repair job, so it should work out. Alright, so valve push rods. Dang, I did not mean to leave that. Valve push rods are not a thing I get to repair, which is a weird thing. Like, they're rods. They're not a hard thing. You clean them up and reuse them. They keep doing their job unless they are damaged or collapsed. And if they have a hydraulic tap, that usually fails. But on a regular just push rod, nothing else, they can wear out, but they don't really break. Alright, and also rocker arms. Like, I don't disagree that rocker arms should be replaced and not just rebuilt. But that seems like a weird thing for this game to go, no, you can't rebuild this, but you can rebuild a lot of other things. I just bought 8 of these. I need 16 of them. Because there's 2 per cylinder. I'm also going to need 8 spark plugs, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure they did not let me repair spark plugs. I kind of hope they didn't let me repair spark plugs, because that would... You should not. No. Spark plugs are replaceable item. Probably under electrical. There, spark plugs. Let's go for 8 of them. He hasn't been trucking for that long. He made the switch over, I want to say about 6 years ago, maybe longer. Actually, no, probably a bit longer than that. So I'm trying to think, it's been basically 6 years ago I decided to leave my job, and he had already left his job before he did that. Or before I did. Alright, so we need a water pump. We need a water pump for... Oh, come on. V8. Oh, is it overhead? Which version is it? Just V8 overhead valve. Okay. Alright, so there's overhead valve B. There. That's the just overhead valve. So we got 4, there's 4 siblings. Me and Juan are the only ones that live close together. No. Don't have the right parts, and it doesn't tell me what the right parts are. I'm sure that'll be fun. Alright, so water pump, pulley. Well, there's two of them, and this is the one that doesn't. It's sort of the generic one, so we'll go with that. And then there was also crankshaft pulley is just V8 overhead. Cam, we can work with that. Oh, I'm like, that's a lot of things to search through. That's because I'm looking at everything. All right, so crankshaft gear. Or not gear, pulley. V8 overhead valve. No, did not mean to hit home. Meant to leave the tablet altogether. Alright, that bolts down. Oh yeah, I guess I need to buy a head for that. Engine head. Nope, just so it is not a subtype, it is just a regular V8 overhead valve. So I always stream from my house, and Juan normally if he is streaming from his place. I missed there. I missed that bolt there. Perfect. All right. Now I knew I was going to need more push rods, and I'll also need more rocker arms. And another thing that kind of gets missed in this game is when you're putting all these parts together, you don't put them together dry. There's so many of these parts that you need to like lubricate and put back together in a specific way. I also like wonder what the personal like the people who made this game. I wonder what their experience of working on cars is. Do they have people on their team who used to be mechanics? Do they have people in their team who like wrench on their own cars for fun? Do they just think this is a neat idea and decide to make a game with it and just research stuff? I don't know. Alright, so just regular V8 ignition wires. That'll be once again under electrical. It's probably a much more efficient way to do all my shopping. Oh, you're having a storm out there? I guess it is the stormy season. We do get storms here. We don't get a lot of storms, and definitely in the prairies, I remember having like really intense thunderstorms that would last for a long time. We don't get those here. We get very sort of like they go quickly and they're just not the same intensity. think this is the one I want. Yes. Don't have the necessary parts. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to guess based off of looks what that one is. Is that a match? That might be the match. Alright, so what options do we have? Don't think it'll be any of those. It could be that one or that one. I feel like this one is our best bet. So we'll go with it and see. Yep. Alright. Round air filter base, 1 carb. Now with that, I think we could actually put on any base. It just would change what carburetor we need to put on top. So we have to match it just so that we can use the other parts that we already have. This game does give you some options of basically mixing and matching. Round air filter base, 1 carb. Am I missing it? So we've got... Okay, wait, we should be looking under R because it's round first, not air filter. Round air filter cover? No. Oh, that was that right there. Yeah, but you gotta be careful trusting Shakespearean prophecies. There's always a loophole to get you. Alright, so now we need a valve cover. Now, based off of this side, I'm going to assume... So this side does not have an oil cap, so the other side will need to have one. I think this is going to be the right one. It's going to be expensive if it's not the right one. And that is not the right one. That one then? Also need to go shopping for a flywheel. This clutch would be really hard to wait, you could fix the clutch? That's not... That's silly. Things I can fix there are wrong. Can't fix the flywheel, but I can fix the clutch plate. That's backwards. I feel like Shakespeare was either the most annoying tabletop role-playing player or the sneakiest of role-playing GMs. Oh, and that exhaust will be engine because it's header. Alright, well, so we know we need it as a V8. Not technically necessary, but going to make some assumptions. Oh, yeah, that's right. I still need to deal with a fan. Now, what is a fan going to be hidden under? I don't know if it's going to be engine fan, cooling fan. Could just be fan. Now we got a fan, but that's not obviously not what we're looking for here. All right, radiator fan. And we've got a few different options. But that is pretty much guaranteed to be the right one. Alright. I think that's good. We'll take that off of the... stand. Yeah, okay, I've got to interact with the stand. So we remove that from the stand. Now, I'd love to just put the car into the paint shop. Apparently we can do that. Excellent. Actually, wait now. I need to move the car to the body repair station? Where? No, I think I've got to move it back to the lift. The body repairing happens here with the welder. That's what goes on. Alright. Yes, I'd like to repair the frame. So let's look at the status now. So frame is 100% condition and everything else is unsurprisingly in terrible condition. Okay, let's move it back to the paint shop. Oh, that was parking, not paint shop. Or was it? Where did... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, I moved it too. Let's move that back. Like, I'm glad they let you move these around. It's not quite this easy moving a rolling frame around. Ooh, shiny and clean. You know, we don't need to take it to the paint shop. This is a good good body color now that it's repaired and clean. Old man white for a old man car. Seems like it fits. But no, I want to put in a full engine, which means I need to put the engines down there and drop the engine in. So if I want to drop the block in, I don't need to use the engine crane to do it. But if I want to put in the assembled engine, I need to. I don't know about you, but I am not just picking up an engine just because it's just the block. I just pulled out the engine. That is 100% not what I meant to do. Move the equipment away. Okay. Now we're ready to continue on. And we repaired the transmission. Very much doable. Actually, one of my teachers in trade school was basically his job, his career was overhauling transmissions. Which was this, A or B? These were A. I like middle muffler. Middle muffler is easy to... There's only middle muffler. There's not a wide variety of different middle mufflers. Wait, did we... No, there's no way we repaired rubber bushings. Did we? No. I'm pretty sure we just have a stock of them from buying previously, because that's what I tend to do in this game. You know you're going to need a lot of them, so... So I should have just bought the outer while I was there, because I will need an outer as well. They don't let you repair inner tie rods. I would be cranky if they let you repair outer ones. Because the outer is definitely the one that's more likely to need replacing. Oh, that reminds me. Nope, take those off. I had rotors being machined. Alright, so wheel hub bearings. Nope. Wheel hub bearings, where are they at? I'll need 2 of those. Oh, yes, and suspension. If I want suspension, I need to pull the suspension apart. And I'm going to do the same thing with tires. Which is realistic. Actually, do I have parts sitting here on the shelf? Oh, I have a bunch of parts sitting on a... No. Is this my inventory? Yeah, okay. My inventory has all these things, not the warehouse. No, I'm not trying to balance. I want to separate tires and rims. Right now, can I repair anything of that suspension? No, I cannot. So then all of it's going to be garbage. Because if it's not perfect, we are not putting it back on this car. So then what do I need? So front spring and double wishbone. need the shock absorber caps. So I can repair the rims. But I can't repair any part of the shocks. That just seems weird to me. Alright. That's the way it is, and that's the way it is. Front shock absorber cap, nothing else in the name. Oh. Okay. We'll buy 2 of those. There. Back in perfect condition. Now I can repair the rims, can't repair the tires. I'm okay with that. Rims are repairable. Tires can be repairable depending on what the damage is, but generally not the thing that you're going to be doing. Because just tires being old is good enough reason to replace them. I can't repair wheel hub caps. Not a particularly fancy thing. They just cover the bearing in the wheel hub. But the game insists that I can't repair those, while I can repair everything else. So brake caliper, cylinder I can't repair, but I can repair the brake caliper. Kind of realistic because the way you would repair a brake caliper would be to replace the, nope, there. Basically you do a new kit, new seals, new cylinder. I feel like that's a accidentally kind of correct. I need a engine starter. I don't know why I called it an engine starter. That's not, no one calls it that. I've never gone to the parts department and asked for an engine starter. That's not going to be under electrical, is it? That's just, or transmission maybe? It shouldn't be with transmission, but it does mount through the transmission, so I could see it. Alright, let's just go to everything and let's start looking. That function. It's going to be under electrical, and that's not wrong, but annoying. Realistic. I deal with this sort of BS all the time where it's like, where in the parts manual do I have to look up what part is needed? Not in the place that I think it should be. Unfortunately for me, no one asked me where they should put things before they started writing the books. which was frankly a bad decision. No, I don't want to put that in, so I need another front wheel hub. There. I'll just install the cap from the backside. It's fine. Not a big deal. Oh, I did not manage to repair the other brake caliper. There was an attempt. I failed. Front sway bar, non-repairable. You know, my bigger problem with it is mostly sway bars very rarely break. Like I've seen them wear out, but it's just, they're very much are they still in good, did I buy the wrong one? Front sway bar, am I buying rear sway? Yeah, okay, that was dumb. Bought two of the wrong ones because I wasn't paying attention to what it was saying. Luckily, this has been a relatively cheap rebuild so far. Alright, so front end link B. Okay, so I need to look at what tires did I pull off this thing. Vintage tire wall A. 225, 75, R15. Now, you know what? Let's add that to the shopping list. Because that's how I don't buy the wrong thing. So it's 225, 75, R15. Crap. 14? 15. 225. Not 225? 225, 75, R15. Why is it not? Oh, yeah, you have to go to the right rim size before to let you put in the rest of the measurements. I guess that's fair. I don't need 6 of them. 4 of them will do just fine. So install that. Alright, so I need rear muffler. Two of those. And I guess one of the other things I'd like to see is I'd like to see things not just like be a failure of this thing now has a low percentage and needs to be replaced, but rather this thing has failed in this way. And that determines whether basically what you can do to fix it. Right now is fuel tank shouldn't be under engine, but I don't know what it's going to be under. And it will need a fuel pump. Definitely a lot of this would be easier to do with the entire car having been basically pulled apart. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where it's just like, no, pull everything apart and basically put it together in whichever order works best for you. So I can't fix the brake drum, but I can fix the brake shoes. That's another case of, that's backwards to me. I would never bother fixing brake shoes, but brake drums, like brake rotors, will get basically machined and then go back onto the vehicle. Alright, need some small rubber bushings. Just order 10 of them. And actually, there's another thing. I need parts. I go to the menu, click buy, and I have it. Real life, even if you got a good parts store nearby that's carrying all the stuff you need, you're waiting for all this stuff. It doesn't matter whether you're waiting hours or minutes. That was a shock absorber B. So 2 of those. I fixed one of those U-bolts. The others are all broken, so I need 3 more of those. Leaf spring U-bolts. So 3. Go ahead and buy those. Done. Yeah, basically when this all goes together, I'm probably going to be ending up missing something. Now, the lucky thing is this game, if you do forget something, it just doesn't let you finish the car. In real life, that can just go out the door, and if it's either something breaks because it wasn't put together, or it doesn't get noticed for a while. And then when it becomes a very big problem later down the road, you're kind of in a bad spot for having forgotten something. I just dismantled that. That was 100% not what I wanted to do. Alright, so that's... Oh. God, this game actually has a balancing minigame. That is not the sort of balance I want. You don't want the weights going opposite of each other. You want all your weights on the same part of the tire ideally. So like a little bit, if you basically spin it and weight comes up a little bit elsewhere, that's fine. But if you're putting 90 degrees apart, you need to take another look at it and wait a minute. What rims am I putting all this together on? Okay, yeah, I'm putting everything together on the right rims. So if I put a weight here, then next weight, if I need more weight, should be very like that. Perfect. That's good. More weight got added to the same part. Realistically, you should only have to add weight once. If you have to add weight twice, and you add like 4 ounces, or 4 ounces is a lot. I don't like to add 4 ounces, but like I add. Oh wait, that's an unbalanced wheel. You add 3 ounces somewhere, and then it asks for 0.2 ounces nearby. That's fine. If it's asking for 1 ounce here, 1 ounce farther away, you are not balancing correctly. You need to go back and take all the weights off and try again and figure out why it's not balancing correctly. So last thing you want to do is balance the tire, send it out, have the customer come back and go, I've got a vibration, and that wasn't there before. And then you like hunt it down and it is like a bent rim or something. If you still have it in the shop and you go, this is not balancing up right, and you look into it and find that the rim is bent, you can tell the customer about it then. When it then has a vibration and they're unhappy, you still stand there, look at them and go, well, we told you that this was a problem. If you warn them it's going to be a problem beforehand, it really robs them a lot of their, well, this wasn't a problem beforehand. Because most of the time if they say this wasn't a problem beforehand, it probably was. They may not have noticed it. A lot of times people don't notice it. But I can almost guarantee it was a problem. Alright, so I'm missing a ton of stuff here. So we got a windshield washer reservoir. And we need a radiator. But this will probably be a radiator C. We'll go with that. 100% based on that one looks old. This car's got a power steering reservoir. Newfangled technology. And of course, I need all the fuses and the relays. And I still need a battery. Battery is going to be an electrical. Fuses are going to be an electrical. Good thing everything takes the same battery. Alright, I don't want to mess around with this, and these things are cheap. I'm just going to buy 10 of each, rather than have to mess around with this. We'll do 5 of these. Shouldn't need as many relays as I need fuses. I realize these small ones I'm probably going to need more of, probably about as many as I need fuses. This whole project really hasn't cut into my budget that much at all. Now, the fuse box is not in a... Oh no, there it is. Fuse box cover... Yeah, that'll be fuse box cover A, probably. Brake servo. Brake servo works. I would call it a brake booster instead. And of course I don't have to worry about an ABS module or any of those electronics. So it looks like drivetrain wise, we are pretty much done. So yeah, parts are 100%, frames 100%, body and interior I am still not finished with. So I need seat Zephyr, bench Zephyr, and steering wheel 15. Oh, that makes it easy. And then steering wheel 15, done and done. Now I might be able to actually sort of mix and match, but I know that this stuff fits for sure, so that's what we'll put back in. Oh, I tried muting for that, but I suspect it may not have muted for the cuff. All right. There, assembly mode. What? Can just go back together. Don't remember. So the glass I probably need more of. Nope, that is not what I meant to do. Right, that door was missing originally. Alright, so I need... Why can I not add this to shopping list? I need Zephyr L Series right body window A. Just gonna go with the assumption I need both of those. Probably need also all of those. I need front right door. Oh, of course, it is a different color. So I'm going to have to take this to a body shop at the end after all. That's fine. Oh, apparently I can't fix headlights. I cannot remember like me whether I took off the mirrors. So I don't know if I have mirrors. Did it repair mirrors? Alright, so I repaired that mirror at least. Now this door was missing, so I probably don't have this mirror. So I need the right side mirror. Alright, and then I do also need to fill it with oil. Also, my favorite way to do oil is just, fill it until it comes out of the top. Very nice. Exactly what it needs. Now, I don't think I have to do any other oils. Well, interior's not perfect. Actually, let's move this car to... No, oh yeah, paint job's fine. Let's paint it. That works good for me. Just paint it all white. And then we're going to move car to the car wash area. And let's do interior detail. Alright, so interior is all done. Body is not done. So I'm missing something on the body. And I'm guessing it's probably the plates. Yeah, so both plates are damaged and can't replace. I don't know why you have to put plates on a car for it to be done. Plates are kind of the thing that you put on a car when you want to drive it, not just fix it. There, beautiful British Columbia. We'll buy 2 of those. And there's only room for 1. So, we are still... Either something's got to be missing or we did not fix something. The rear bumper's good. That was not what I meant to do. Alright, so let's look at the stats. Let's actually look for all of the parts. What are we... Oh, we're missing taillights, and the front plate does have to go somewhere. Okay. Should not be this hard to see where the Zephyr is in this list. I also don't remember what it is, what the fake brand is. Oh, good thing the taillights don't require anything to be painted. Oh, there's where the plate goes. Okay. So the car is now at 100%, which means I have bought it for... Let's see, yeah, I bought it... No, I don't have no clue what I bought it for. I'm pretty sure I bought it for under $10,000. Put in less than $1,500 in parts. So I'll make at least 10 grand on this. Which, considering what I put in, is not great, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, we'll sell it. All right. So we're up. Well, actually, so I'm up 33 grand. I don't know what I bought it for, but I'm pretty certain I am ahead of the game on that now. All right, well, let's just do some regular repair work. Let's answer the phone. There. Take order. Oh man, this thing is rough to say the least. Oh, this is pretty atrocious. All right, what are we doing on it? Shopping list should be new car. Car is not worth fixing. So we're looking at body parts, train, and then other tasks. Please take care of the bodywork and the interior. This car definitely needs it. While you're at it, check the clutch and suspension. Yeah, I'd have no clue what exactly. Listen, I should have looked for the starters before lifting it up. If I need to look at the clutch, I need to take the transmission out. Oh, come on. There. Yeah, so that's going to be... Oh, okay, I can pull that starter out from below. There are some things where I think you should be able to pull them out from below or above. This game does not particularly agree. So it's got its sets with the clutch, but honestly, everything in the clutch is looking pretty good. Like that's... The problem this car has is not in the clutch. So let's put this all back together. That was not the starter that goes on there. The starter that goes on there is that one. I don't know why I have 100% starter condition starter sitting around, but this heck did not come off this car. You know what? Let's put this on the test path. Oh. There's no battery in the car. You cannot perform this action. Well, it needs a damn battery. Oh, there's a battery in the car. What the heck? The battery is very, very toast. All right. Now, is that a thing that I can just toss on the battery charger and fix up? Yes, let's charge that 0% battery, or 1% battery. If you have a battery you're going to describe as 1%, I'm going to go ahead and say that you are not going to successfully charge that up. Alright, so we got ourselves a 100% battery. 100% not how that works, but I won't complain. Yeah, so working at a shop, you'll definitely get people who will... Oh, there's no... Are you kidding me? Pro tip. If you go to buy a car and there's no oil in the engine, don't buy it unless you are really confident you know what you're doing. Because if you get it with no oil in the engine, that is an engine that is very likely going to need a rebuild. Right, don't go to the engine, I go to the tool. Drain the oil. They say there's no oil in the engine, yet there was definitely oil that came out of the engine. Gonna call lies on that. So oil filter I4. This is definitely not an I4, this is an inline 6, but if that's what they're gonna say the oil filter is, then that's what we'll put back on. And we'll go again once with the method of pour in oil until it stops pouring out, which is 100. This has happened. I've seen cars where people have basically just put in like 60, whatever, ever many liters it takes to actually fill up an engine. Sol Live. I am not sure what Sol Live means. The engine can't be started. What? Alright, fine. Oh, it can't adjust headlights because it has no headlights. That makes sense. Okay, so back to here. This engine cannot be started. Why can this engine not be started? Let's do some testing. Should have started testing with the testers I got here. Also, hit your damn compression gauge. Don't trust dirty tools, because dirty tools haven't been maintained. Camshaft. Alright. Yeah, like I said, it's got no oil in it when you bought it, something's probably going to be wrong. The game apparently agrees with me. Scan for codes. Engine needs some room to breathe. I agree. Alright, so we've got some... Starting to develop our bad parts list here. Let's test fuel pressure. Alright, so all that came out good enough. While we're here, we'll get a reading on the tread depth. No one measured... That's not true. Some people measure tread depth in percentage. I think it's dumb. And then we're just going to randomly test things with multimeter. Not sure what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, that is a tough one. If you said it and you don't know what it means, then it's going to be very hard to figure out what it means. Alright. We have to... Damn it. I should have left the transmission out. Because this is all going to have to come apart far enough. No, you know, let's try. Let's see how little we can take apart on this. I think this is going to be... My gut instinct is that that transmission is coming out. Actually, nope, I need to take that off. We'll see if we can carry on with project, take as little part as we possibly can. I'm sure this will bite us in the butt somewhere. So what you're saying is you're making a bid for upper management, blind leading the blind? Nope, that's not what I meant to do. I also know what I want to do. I am just bouncing all around the place here and not doing anything useful. What needs to come apart? In what order to make this work? I have no clue what I'm trying to pull apart here. Oh. That's pulling apart. That's a weird... Oh, that's one part, that's why. I thought that needed to come apart in two parts. That makes a lot more sense. Alright, so I guess I don't need to take apart the other side. I only need the cam. Wait, what the hell design is this? We have an inline 6 and we have two separate valve covers, but because I've seen two separate valve covers for an inline 6 end to end, but not side to side. This is this is gonna be tedious. I have to manually remove all these journals individually instead of one big cluster. Do you guys drink a lot of vitamin D? I don't drink a lot of vitamin D. I take some vitamin D. I don't really go out of my way to basically, I try to get all my vitamins through eating enough fruits and vegetables, which is something that Juan is very much less fond of. Juan doesn't like his fruits and vegetables. Okay, let's see if we can repair any of that. Now the key here is I don't want to fix everything. I just want to fix the things that I need to fix. And maybe we'll see if I can actually repair any of this stuff I want to repair. Oh well, I tried. Yeah, imagine you being farther south, you get enough sun to not need to go out of your way to get vitamin D. Alright, so this is camshaft, inline 6, dual overhead cam, BU2T. Alright, that's very specific. Engine. Alright, so are we supposed to replace that? Yeah, we're supposed to replace that. We can do that. I guess while we're here, let's pull all the ignition coils. And so ignition coils I would replace on a case-by-case basis. Spark plugs, no. Spark plugs, if you're replacing one, you're replacing all of them. If we're doing 3 ignition coils and 4 spark plugs out of the 6. Five minutes. I believe that. So do you guys have any issues with like basically skin cancer down there? Because that is a thing where from my time spent in Belize, no need to worry about vitamin D. But there was a lot of people with skin cancer issues. Did I not buy spark plugs? Did I buy glow plugs? Damn it. I bought a bunch of ignition coils. No. I bought more ignition coils. Alright. Whatever. That works. Got what I needed to get. Even if I didn't quite do it the way I wanted to. I mean, the level of vitamin D we get from the sun depends a lot on its angle. During the summer, we get a lot of sun. During the winter, we get very, very little sun. Yeah, that's definitely when I am close. Basically, when the sun is out ahead, I try to stay out of the sun as much as I can. My skin handles it pretty good. I don't get bad sunburns easily. but that doesn't protect you from basically getting skin cancers from the harsh sunlight. You want to get some sun. You don't want to get too much sun. All right, so what specific is... So, all right, engine cover is the same. Weird. Oh, but is it B or A? Cover B. Such a weird, specific everything engine. So another thing that's probably relatively unrealistic in this game is that when you fix things for people, they generally tend to be happy about it. That's not how any of this works in real life. When you fix things, most people, unless you did it for incredibly, basically way cheaper than they expected, they'll still grumble. Well, that's because I was born in Mexico, and my skin is actually very, like, if I'm out in the sun too long in the spring and I just haven't been out there for a while, I don't tend to, like, I'll burn, but the burn just kind of fades into a suntan and is gone. Whereas my wife, she will basically just burn and peel, and it's nasty. And then when the peeling's all done, just white skin underneath. She has to very carefully work up to getting a suntan without burning. That was Serp Belt B, specific BS. I think my brother handles sun a lot better like I do, but I'm not. Like, we have the same genetics, so I'd assume he does about as well, but I don't actually know. I don't think I haven't asked him. Alright, so I think it was this one. We'll toss it on. Alright, so radiator fan I4. Alright, coil cover A. Now, is that going to be electrical? It will not be. Good. Yeah, during the summer, I don't have to worry about vitamin D. I'll get enough vitamin D from just being outside when I am outside. During the winter, I want to get vitamin D in my food because otherwise I'm not going to get enough because the sun comes up after I go to work and goes down before I leave work. We're getting close to that right now. don't know that I just got the right one or not. I did not. This is probably the difference between turbo and non-turbo version of this car, because this is based off of a Nissan Skyline, which is I'm assuming the Nissan Skyline exists in non-turbo versions. Actually, not even sure. Alright, so we've got some throttle body options. Yeah, so this will be the non-turbo throttle body. Oh, damn it. So one of those belt tensioner, wait, not front done at the front of the engine, am I? Yeah, I actually haven't put that belt tensioner back on. Oh, but the belt tensioner is the same as it would be if it was the turbo car. So it has the turbo part number. No, so my brother was born in Belize while I was born in Mexico. So geographically not far apart. And he was actually he lived down in Belize much longer than, because I think we moved to Canada when I was 1. Okay, so now this goes to the test path. Yes. Alright, so brakes are fine. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of cousins who don't speak English well, and that can be a bit difficult, but they either speak Spanish or they speak Plotich, and Plotich I can handle fine. Spanish, I don't know any Spanish. Alright, so what parts do I need? I need lights, front bumper, and front fender on the left side and hood. So standard version of the Ripson Starline. Where the heck is this thing? Not looking in the wrong section, am I? That's gotta be the right spot. Alright, so headlight and headlight. Hood. Front bumper. Left fender. Alright, Michael, you have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so I have some of the cousins where they don't speak any English, and my blood teach isn't great, so they are not. They get impatient with me, and it's one of those things where I at least can speak their language, so I get a little bit salty when they get cranky that I can't speak the language as well as they would like. All right. So have I fixed everything he wants me to fix? Nope. There's still some parts missing. What? I wonder what parts he could want replaced. Oh, so we're doing all the fluids. Yeah, we can do that. That is... Nope. In the... Not examination mode. There, special tools. Drain tool. So we're just going to... Now, brake fluid I would actually suck out of the reservoir because you don't want to put any of the debris down. But stuff like coolant, you want to drain it from the system. Draining it from the reservoir isn't going to do anything good. And I don't even know why you would drain winch washer fluid. You just top it up. That's not a thing that needs to be drained. Power steering, depending on the type of vehicle, could be a drain and fill. I hate this. I can't actually see when I put in enough. Oh, apparently I got it right though. Yeah, I'm a little salty that I can't move my camera around while I'm filling, because when I'm looking at the reservoir, I'd like to be able to look around to the angle that actually shows me how full it needs to go. Dot 3 and 4. What in the hell is dot 3 and 4? I don't think that's a thing. But dot 3 and so dot 3 and dot 4 brake fluid are compatible, but are not the same thing. Dot 4 brake fluid has a higher boiling point than dot 3. So either it has the higher boiling point or it doesn't. I don't think it can be both. Alright, let's just wash this thing now. Yeah, so doing interior detail. Clean it up. And we'll give it a wash, which would be terrible to do this way without having a door. It would be quite ugly. Alright, so then we want to move this back to the shop. There. Alright, so windshield, yeah, so, yeah, there's a lot of... Yeah, definitely one of the things of this is a car that in real life you can't get left-hand drive, and I would love to actually have one in left-hand drive. These, basically, if you have one of these in left-hand drive, it is either really poorly done and worth nothing, or it is going to be well done and is going to be worth a ton. Alright, so right tail light. What else am I missing? So front right door. And the right side mirror. So I may as well pull that off. So these California plates are not quite, so they're not good enough. They should be of high enough quality, but apparently front license plate and front right fender still need to be replaced, and the rear bumper. We'll go for some Alabama plates. Realize I grabbed two and I don't need to, but now can I mix the plates? Does it? Nope, it lets me do it. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so there's 4 parts I'm missing. Alright, let's take a look. Let's examine things. Not seeing anything abnormal, nothing red. And this customer seems more than happy to not be fixing things that are not really falling apart. Oh, so those rear axles will be... This is weird that the test path would not reveal bad ankles. ankles. Axles. I was having a tough time with words yesterday, and it seems like that has not stopped yet. Alright, so hub bearing and rear drive axles. Alright, let's pull the rear tires off then. Hub bearing and rear drive axle should be easy enough. There, hub bearings. Now that rear drive axle, I didn't actually look at what the subtype was. And we have 4 different types. So what do we need? Just rear drive axle with no additional name. Cool. Alright, have a good night. Oh wait. You're not saying good night. That's not the me too. Words are hard. That's the me too. Yeah, it's on the weekend, the sword lessons. I was having some severe... The word I want to say is not the word my my mouth wants to say. Complicates things a bit. Words are very difficult. Or at least I can blame it on ESL. Nope. Let's not zoom away in. I don't need to examine these with a micrometer. Alright. Have we done it? Our Alabama, California car is ready to leave the shop. Done and done. So we have a FMW Panther Mark I for performance. Hey, hi. So yeah, I borrowed a car from my dad. He kind of doesn't know about it. See? See? Like there. Borrowing. This is how borrowing works, chap. And he doesn't know about it because he's on a business trip. And you see, it happened that I was driving home at night and something jumped out in front of the car. I was driving very slowly. I really was. I didn't manage to brake, and you can see the result of that in front of you. The car was thrown around a bit, but it can't be that bad, can it? Please do what you have to do to cover up the tracks. My father will hate me if he realizes that I messed up his gem. It's his beloved car. Please make it quick. Repair or replace body parts, change oil, spray the factory color, other tasks. Well, that sounds like a bit of production. I'm not going to get into that today. We leveled up. What can we spend our skill points on? Increase screw speed by 75%. Screwing speed. It's yeah. We'll leave that as it is. We'll go with lucky for now. Alright, well let's buy a dyno. I mean, we're so close. Let's just finish buying the paint stuff. So we are a fully upgraded shop. That way we've got some experience upgrades to do yet, but that is fine. Achievement unlocked, like a boss. Let's go to the car. Actually, wait a minute. No, I don't have any car locations. Actually, let's deal with all of the plethora of parts I have. Can't remember what exactly. So, start salvaging. Zach, I remember how all this works. There's these bonus, like these gears I am using. I'm building up this way, but I actually remember what those give me. Not doing great at this. Probably would have a lot better success if I didn't try to go for a big bonus and just went for any bonus at all. Some of these parts, since all of them are just worth 3 points, salvaging things like fuses would be the best deal, because that is all stuff that isn't really going to give you any money. Meanwhile, like salvaging an engine block is worth quite a lot of money. And the regular bonus is hard to get all the time. It really shouldn't be. Those pistons probably were better off selling than salvaging, because they're probably actually worth quite a bit. Really had a buildup of parts here. So much garbage I haven't scrapped. That's where I get tempted to just spam the salvage button. Get me less salvage, but sure, it's have to be quicker. I still have 7 pages of this to go through. Might be a bit more keen on making sure I take time if I could remember what this is all for. But I really just can't. I'm just salvaging because I have the stuff to salvage. If I'm gonna miss them all, may as well just spam the button. Alright, down to 3 pages. There, through all the items. Okay, so here's what I can upgrade parts with scraps. So I can basically upgrade things to a higher quality part. Don't know how the game logic is justified on that. You just spend spend scraps to make other parts better somehow. So why is... Oh, this is a dyno booth. That's what this is. Cool. Got some big fans, got some rollers. It's all set up. Nice. Alright, well, it is starting to get late, and I do work tomorrow, so I think we'll call game there. But thank you for coming hang out. I hope you all have a good night, or if this finds you somewhere else, have a good morning or good afternoon. We'll talk to you guys later.